Hey guys, today we are about to explore Forrest Glade, which is a breathtaking garden up here in the Macedon Ranges. If you love gardens, tranquil nature, or just looking for a peaceful escape, then I'm hoping that today's video will give you just that. Forrest Glade is known for being one of the most beautiful private gardens open to the public, so I'm really excited to take you guys along for the ride. There is apparently over 14 acres of stunning landscapes, sculptures, and seasonal displays, so let's go take a wander through and check it out. It's currently early March, so I'm very much hoping that we get to see some autumnal colours coming through the garden. Or some wombats for that matter. I will not say no to seeing some wombats. Entry to the garden was only $10 each, which I think is an absolute bargain for the variety of different things that you see here and also the time that you can spend here. As soon as you walk through the gates, there is just an overwhelming sense of peace. It's this kind of calm that just instantly slows your heart rate and makes you breathe a little deeper. Forrest Glade has been here for over a century, evolving over the years into one of Australia's most spectacular private gardens. Originally established in the 1900s, it has passed through several owners, each adding their own touch to the landscape. But what really makes it special is its variety. There isn't just one garden. It's a collection of different styles and inspirations, carefully curated to create an experience that feels like you are traveling to different parts of the world. The first place that we stepped into was the Italian garden. Immediately, it transports you to this grand European estate. Neatly trimmed hedges, classical statues, and beautiful fountains. It's all part of this elegance and structure. If you love the perfectly manicured postcard-worthy look, then this part of the garden is for you. One of my favorite moments here was actually just sitting by the fountains and just listening to that gentle trickle of water. There is something so timeless about this kind of setting. It almost makes you forget what year it is and what part of the world you're in. It's a really beautiful, peaceful setting. As we started to look at the map, we noticed that there was clear, distinct styles. So there is the English garden, which features romantic roses, cottage-style flower beds, and towering oaks. Then there is the Italian garden, which has grand staircases, statues, water features reminiscent of the Renaissance gardens. The Japanese garden, which is more of a peaceful, zen-like landscapes with Japanese maples, koi ponds, and traditional elements. And then finally there is the woodland garden. So tall trees, winding paths, and more of a natural forest-like feel. The section that is coming up is a must-see during late summer and early autumn when the begonias are in full bloom. So this is the Tuberous Begonia Garden, and it displays all of the begonias with bright ruffled petals in shades of pink and orange and red and yellow and white. Tuberous begonias thrive in Mount Macedon's cool climate, making this one of the best places in Victoria to see them flourishing in full glory. The garden is designed for a dramatic visual impact, with rows of begonias creating a lush, colourful display, perfect for photography or just soaking in the beauty. As we were walking around the garden, Andy and I just kept pinching ourselves that this even was here. We knew Mount Macedon is famous for Hanging Rock and the Macedon Ranges. These are all really well-known places here in Victoria, Australia, but Forrest Glade is a peaceful, lesser-known escape. So this is definitely one of those places that is perfect if you are looking for a little tranquil escape from the city, while being able to soak up Mount Macedon's rich history. Because the area itself was actually a retreat for Melbourne's wealthy families in the 19th century, and many grand gardens in the States were built here, so Forrest Glade being one of the most famous. The statues and sculptures you will notice are also everywhere, so there are dozens of intricate sculptures scattered throughout, from classical Italian figures to whimsical animal statues among the greenery. It was like a treasure hunt finding all of these beautiful gems in the garden. As soon as you start walking down the winding steps of the Woodland Garden, you can feel like you're in a completely different place. This feels more untouched, more like a rainforest or somewhere where you'd be hiking through and you would never see another soul. I will just mention that there were a lot of steps, so it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not a difficult walk by any means, but if you do require a wheelchair or gradual slopes, then maybe just watch this video instead of actually taking the walk yourself. Interestingly enough, the Woodland Garden was actually completely burned down in Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday's fires was back in 1983, and it swept through Mount Macedon, destroying many historic homes and gardens and landscapes, and Forrest Glade was actually severely damaged. Large sections of the garden were burnt to the ground, including many mature trees and plant collections. Some of the historic statues and structures in the gardens were also impacted by the intense heat. Over the following decades, extensive restoration efforts were made to bring the gardens back to life. Many trees, plants and flowers had to be replanted, but some of the sections of the gardens, especially the woodland area, recovered naturally. Today, you would not even know that a fire has torn through this place. The gardens have been beautifully restored and continue to flourish. Some of these trees are so tall. It is crazy to see the sheer width of some of these massive gum trees that have fallen down over the years. It definitely makes you feel very small in a nice way walking through this part of the garden. The Woodland Garden is home to a variety of tall mature trees, including oaks, beeches, elms, and maples. This creates that lush green canopy, and some of these trees are over hundreds of years old, planted in the Forrest Glade when it was first established. This area provides really cool shade in summer. It's also teeming with bird life, including kookaburras, rosellas, lyrebirds, which are often heard mimicking the sound of the forest. I don't know about you, but I feel like we are approaching the Japanese garden. Traditional Japanese gardens are often influenced by Zen philosophy, which encourages a mindfulness and reflection and appreciation for nature. And definitely as we were wandering around this part of the garden, we could not help but feeling completely calm and at peace. This Japanese garden follows the principles of harmony, simplicity, and balance, which creates a space that feels both structured and organic. It's designed to flow naturally, with winding paths, carefully placed rocks, and layered greenery guiding visitors through a peaceful journey of discovery. learning how we got here, we have somehow ended up in the English Gardens. Interestingly, the English Garden feels a little bit more wild, a little bit more untamed, but still has these stunning statues throughout the space, and also featuring some very quirky little bits of character here and there dotted around the garden. There is also a museum, which we did not check out, but this was a surprising thing to stumble across. So we've just done about an hour walk around this garden, and I would say that this is the nicest garden we've been to in Victoria so far. We've been to Cloud Hill, which was incredible in Alinda. The Allewan Gardens. We went to the Allewan Gardens. That was amazing as well. But this, I think, is very special. It's 14 acres. You don't feel like you're around other tourists. You feel very secluded, very peaceful. I would say if you have any like walking ailments, maybe just avoid the long stair area because they're quite steep. What's that area called? The boardwalk. Overall, nicest garden in Victoria so far. Tell me in the comments if you have any other garden recommendations. If you are like us and just completely baffled that somebody owns this garden, I just want to take you through the history of the dedicated owners over the year. So in 1941, the Newton family purchased and expanded the property, initiating the creation of one of Mount Macedon's most stunning gardens. In 1971, Cyril Stokes acquired Forrest Glade and further developed the gardens into their current form. And then in 1983, the Ash Wednesday bushfires came and devastated up to 50% of the property. And then back in 2011, the property was actually gifted to a registered charity, the Stokes Collection Limited, ensuring maintenance and public accessibility for future generations. If you have made it through this video so far, first of all, thank you for sticking with me and for joining us on this beautiful garden tour. If you would like to watch another garden tour very similar, click up above and I will take you through the most beautiful Allewan Gardens in Victoria. And if you are watching, I would love to know where in the world you are from. Tell me in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!